It ain't about what I consider the biggest fight in boxing. It's what y'all consider the biggest fight in boxing. So y'all know what that means.
Is it Tank Davis?
Like I said, I would like to make the biggest fight in boxing happen.
Holy smokes. That would be something.
And debates are taking place about Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis fighting in September.
What do you think actually happened? Like there was this thing that was put out that he got sick. Do you believe any of that?
I can't, if he didn't lie so much, if he didn't go to the media and say all of these things, I may have gave him the benefit of the doubt in the situation, but he lied so many times to where I know him as a liar.
Okay.
So since I know you as a liar, no, I don't believe that you got.
For years, fans have been calling for this fight, and now it's possible. Officials say that the fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis will happen on Netflix in September.
When you look up the art of boxing, it is hit and don't get hit.
Right.
I am #1, to me, the best fighter on the planet. The only other fighter that I see in boxing that right now, that I'm like, okay, he probably can be
on the level?
Usyk.
Yeah.
Usyk. And that's at the art of hitting and don't get hit at the same time. Boxing.
Yeah.
But not everyone believes that story. Gervonta Davis disagrees with Shakur Stevenson's successes and says he hasn't done enough to deserve the attention.
What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn looking way more better than this. So I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
I
might
keep
be
saying his
afraid?
name.
Stevenson wants a defining match against Gervonta Davis, making it seem like a fight to see who is really the best.
Who's next? I told y'all who I want to fight. I can't keep saying the same thing. I already told y'all who I want to fight. The best versus the best. That should be my next fight. I told y'all I'm a dog. I'm top level, elite level fighter. So let's make boxing great again. Let's put the best fighters in the ring with each other, and let's see who come out victorious.
That confidence raises the stakes because Davis doesn't see Stevenson as a real threat, which makes people question his technique and general effectiveness. He says that his style doesn't have the edge that would make him think when it means the most.
Hardest fight?
No.
Nah?
Wow.
Cause he a good boxer. Like that's when I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
All right.
His power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You don't think he got defense?
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same.
Still, the stress keeps going up. In order to move the time forward, Stevenson looks for legacy rather than necessity and pushes for a conflict that defines the era. He says that the clash is the ultimate test of the sport and stresses that it is not about money or approval, but about proving mastery at the top level.
I'm trying to make the best fight in the sport. I'm trying to make boxing great. I want the best versus the best. I want to prove that I'm the best. That's all I want. It's not that I'm chasing you, that I keep your name in my mouth, or bro, it's the fight that the world want to see. It's the fight that the fans keep calling on. So that's why I'm saying it. But with him, it just seemed like, he on some little girl shit to where it's like he feel as though you chasing after him, or like I need him or something. Like I don't need you. I'm already fucking filthy rich my damn self, bro. So it's like it ain't even the money. It's just the fact that, nigga, we the best fighters in the sport of.
This is where the debate turns from technique to effect alone. Mike Tyson thinks that Davis is one of a kind and very powerful at his best. He puts Tank ahead of very good fighters like Stevenson and Keyshawn Davis when he is fully focused, saying that while they are technical and dangerous, Tank's raw power and personality make him a different kind of threat.
He's a great fighter. Especially when he's serious about it. I don't know if he's as serious as he used to be. But when he was serious, he was a hell of a fighter. And nobody came close. He's the only one I gave a chance against. Shakur and that guy, Keyshawn Davis, they're scary fighters too, because they're sophisticated. The other guy's sophisticated and mean, but Tank is just a force of nature. You just gotta give him the credit. Even though he's talking and stuff, he's Man.
That point of view adds more depth to the talk about the matchup. Roy Jones Jr. thinks Davis has the best chance of beating the other person. He doesn't say what will happen, but he thinks Tank is the most dangerous person who can make it happen.
Tank will beat Shakur. I said Tank will beat him. I said Tank got the best chance. So I didn't say nobody gonna beat him, but Tank will be the one, in my opinion, that have the best chance.
That method shows a very different way of thinking. Roy Jones Jr. thinks of Stevenson as a focused, low-risk fighter who follows a good, well-thought-out plan. He thinks Stevenson puts efficiency over risk, focused on doing just enough to win and stay clean.
Shakur's case, he fights a smart fight. He don't take stupid chances. He don't want to take stupid risk. He's a professional. He goes out, he does what's necessary to get the job done, and he cool with that. He ain't trying to give me nothing over the top. He cool with just going out, doing what he do, getting the job done, staying unbeat. That's what he want to do. He has the right to do that.
At this point, the tone of the story gets darker and more scary. Oscar de la Hoya likes Gervonta Davis because he is both very talented and has a strong desire to score. He thinks Tank's willingness to fight and take risks makes him interesting to watch and makes him a big draw in boxing.
Like I said, is very skillful. He's a beast. He knows how to figure you out. But one thing about Tank, which I love, and this is why he's gonna be great, because he fights. And when you fight, you're gonna get hit. And when you fight, you're gonna get hit and you might get knocked out. But that's the beauty about Tank.
That's why
he
they love
fights, and that's why they love him. That's a perfect example.
Right.
Tank Davis is a star.
That view starts to make this fight more important. Eddie Hearn strongly wants Stevenson to beat Davis, showing that he has long believed in Stevenson's dominance in the fight. He says it's a natural matchup between two of the best competitors in the division, where skill, respect, and dominance are all on the line.
I think Shakur can beat Tank. We've known it for ages. Like, I have so much confidence of Shakur Stevenson beating Gervonta Davis. But they're two of the best lightweights in the world. They're two of the best fighters in America. It's a natural fight.
Max Kellerman says that he is like other great defensive players of the past, focusing on a style that is based on great ability, speed, and low risk. He says that if a fighter keeps up that level of control and discipline, it's very hard for opponents to get through, which makes the result seem almost certain.
Or is one of those guys and who comes along, and I think this is really the question about him. I said he is one of those guys. Is he one of those guys? Like Purnell, like Roy, like Floyd, their defenses were so good, and they boxed in a way where they weren't going to take unnecessary risks. They weren't running and holding. You know, I had a problem with the second half of the Haney-Norman fight because I felt like they continue to box. Purnell did, Roy did, and Shakur does now, right? But when a guy has those advantages in boxing skill and speed, and they don't take risks, they are almost impossible to beat. So no matter who Purnell was fighting, no matter who Roy was fighting, if someone would have asked me who they're going to be, they're fighting Godzilla, Purnell. They're fighting Roy. Shakur has that look.
That view changes the fight into a more calculated area. Sean Porter says Stevenson is a smooth, hard-hitting defender who breaks up the flow of the game and limits chances. Because he thinks Davis knows what to do. This fight will depend on time, patience, and mental sharpness rather than a quick knockout.
Shakur is a defensive specialist.
And I've been saying this for a long time. If you pay attention to how Tank would react whenever Shakur's name came up, I was like, yo, it's something that Tank knows that most people don't know or understand. There's something that he sees in Shakur. It could be the fact that Shakur was a 2016 silver medalist. You know,
he might got a lot to do with it.
He's that, you know, the silver child of the country, and you know, there's no telling. But this is what I've always known. It ain't just a big straight left or a big left right hook coming from Tank that's going to end that night. That night is going to be the most strategical you've seen both these guys ever be.
Sean Porter thinks that Gervonta Davis will be more flexible in how he fights Shakur Stevenson. He thinks that changes made in the middle of a fight show real intelligence, which means that Tank will have to grow and work at a higher tactical level than normal.
With a fight with Shakur, you're going to see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank. You're going to see IQ. We saw IQ, but to me, it was low IQ because the reason why it was low IQ is because everybody followed the script. And what I mean by that is you see somebody's IQ take place when a fighter makes an adjustment, and now you have to adjust to what that fighter is doing, and that's kind of where you see
who's smart,
you know what I mean?
Who get a hold of it.
I think my fight with Terrence shows a very high level of IQ from both of us. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's what Tank is gonna do with Shakur. He's gonna come into the ring and be a different version of himself.
At the same time, Joe Rogan praises Shakur Stevenson for making smart traps and staying out of harm's way. He talks about how Stevenson can control the fight, stop clean shots, and force opponents to make mistakes. He says that Stevenson's efficiency and defensive awareness make him one of the most highly advanced fighters in the sport.
You're a very tactical guy. Like, you know, there's a thing, one of the things I love about watching you fight is I love watching a guy who sets traps and who avoids damage. And you are one of the absolute very best ever at setting traps and avoid damage. You take so few punches in your...
Timothy Bradley thinks that Stevenson is better at strategy than Gervonta Davis because he is more in control, has better speed, and plays more defensively. He does warn, though, that Tank's pinpoint aim and ability to end a fight in an instant mean that a lot can change.
Think about the style matchup between these two.
Yeah.
You got one of the best defensive fighters, if not the best defensive fighter in the game. You got one of the most accurate fighters, you know, power punches in the game as well. But you have one that throws less punches. He probably out of many of these top guys at 135 pounds, he throws the least amount of punches. You got a guy like Shakur who he showed you that he has offense. You know, I think stylistically would favor Shakur, you know, based upon his defense and his offense now.
Yes.
But again, all the way locked in, all it takes is one. You know, and if he lands that one, man, it could, I don't know, could be bad for Shakur. It could be.
Things start to change after that, though. Terrence Crawford thinks Stevenson is better than Davis because of his good posture, defense discipline, and knowledge of the ring. He thinks Tank won't find the clean gaps he usually does because Shakur's structure breaks the rhythm and makes the fight longer and more deliberate, where accuracy is more important than strength.
Different fighter. You know, Shakur is different. You know, people may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they said the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else. And he know that. He knows that. That's why he's like, he's boring. He's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done so it's not marketable. We'll pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just...
Greg Hackett says Stevenson is the more methodical thinker who sets the pace and directs conversations with accuracy and care. He compares this to Davis, who acts based on instinct, explosiveness, and quick responses, which leads to sudden threats that no one saw coming. He thinks that this match is between strategic control and unrestrained dynamic attack, and that either style could win at any time.
Shakur is the better chess master, the better thinker. Tank is the better animal. Tank more like naturally, like his reaction time is countering, his ability, agility, speed and power all mixed together. He more of an animal. I mean, Shakur more, you know, I'm gonna show you this, but then show you that. And then you thought you saw that, but then no, it was this. And then, you know what I mean? He's the trickery guy. He like the 3-card Molly guy. Like, which hand is it in? You know what I mean? He crafty. You know what I'm saying?
Petty Atlas shows Stevenson as a very skilled craftsman who can quickly respond, time things perfectly, and tell the difference between things. He talks a lot about how he can read his opponents, counter well, and limit trades so that other players can't get ahead. Atlas describes a possible fight with Gervonta Davis as an interesting match between control and the fear of a knockout.
He was a terrific boxer, tremendous talent, and he's got a very difficult style to decipher. You know, when you fight him, you have to not only deal with his talent, his great ability, but that you got to find a way to, again, to decipher his style. He's got a style that is very difficult to overcome and to look good with.
and to obviously be to be productive with. I mean, he's got fast hands. He's got good eyes. He's comfortable in the ring. He has that great amateur pedigree. He's tremendous counter puncher, real good defensive fighter. He controls space as well as anybody. I for myself would love to see him and Tank Davis.
Greg Hackett says Stevenson is like a hard puzzle to solve because he uses sneaky tricks to confuse opponents and make their goals less likely to be met. He notices how Stevenson gets people to react, targets the body to make them make mistakes, and then limits the chance of getting even, which makes him hard to read and even harder to hit.
What I mean by Shakur being tricky, you could go in there and be like, I'm outworking, but then you might never hit him. You know what I'm saying? Or you could go in there and be like, I'ma just do this. But then he see the game plan in your eyes, and then he take that away from you by touching you to the body. Now, like one thing about he getting hit to the body, you get hit in the body, you feel like you have to get that right back. Like that don't feel good. Motherfucker hit you in your stomach. You know what I'm saying? I seen Shakur irritate guys, poking him in the stomach, and they want to get him back so bad, but they can't get him. You know what I'm saying? So Shakur could be different.
But there is danger for everyone. Greg Hackett says Tank is one of the hardest fighters to prepare for because he punishes mistakes with perfect timing. He says that Tank can easily figure out what's going on when someone hits or acts carelessly over and over again, which lets him set traps and land counters that end the fight. He thinks this leaves any opponent open to attack, turning small mistakes into crucial moments and keeping the level of risk high in every exchange.
If you do too much, he can knock you out. Rolly. You know what I'm saying? When he did with Rolly was overdoing it. Rolly was shooting that right hand, and he had Tank at some point being cautious, but when he shot the right hand a little too much the first time, Tank took the notes and was like, oh, that's the one. Then he did it again though, right back. He did it again within a matter of seconds, and Tank timed and knocked him out. That's what makes Tank dangerous. I mean, he can just knock you out. So it's like, either one of them, you got trouble in your hand.
The boxing world has been waiting for this moment for a long time. The fight between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson is set to happen in September and will be shown on Netflix. It will be one of the biggest fights in the sport. This isn't just a fight for the headlines. There is a lot at stake in this fight between elite control and explosive power. Timing, patience, and a split-second choice can make all the difference. There are two different people competing, each with their own strengths and a lot to show. This is more than just a fight. This is a turning point that could change the way the split is made.